CNN reported Panama among the 2016 top 10 ethical travel destinations, as ranked by the Ethical Traveler Organization. It ranks countries on the basis of unspoiled natural beauty, memory-making, outdoor activities, and opportunities to interact with local people in a mutually enriching way. Ethical Traveler ranked Panama second in the category of environmental protection, citing major reforestation projects and programs to encourage farmers to create sustainable tropical ecosystems.
Scientists at NASA, whose job is finding out stuff, can show that air passing over vast tropical rainforests produces twice the amount of rain than air moving over a less lushly vegetated area. Because rain is so critical to keeping water levels in the interior of Panama deep enough to float the ships in the canal, Panama has protected huge areas of rainforest from development. And the Panama Canal itself turns out to be a weapon in the battle against climate change. When a ship takes the Panama shortcut, the fuel it would have burned sailing around South America is cut radically, and it's calculated that over more than 100 years, the canal has reduced CO2 emissions by ships into the atmosphere by 650 million metric tons. Under the rule that any incomprehensibly huge amount of something must be explained in terms of the size of the Empire State Building, this means the canal has removed a volume of CO2 equivalent to the air inside 325,000 Empire State Buildings. Like taking 140 million cars off the road for a whole year. The recent expansion of the canal to allow even more gigantic ships to take the shortcut instead of the long way around is predicted to keep another 160 million tons of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere over the next decade. Apple Vacations, through its Panama partners, Gamboa Tours, arranged an excursion into the rainforest about halfway across the isthmus to cruise the Rio Gatun to fellowship with one of the communities of indigenous Embera, forest residents long before European explorers caught wind their home was the New World's shortest path between two seas. The river snakes through rainforest and clearings appear on the banks here and there where the Embera have cultivated plantains to roast with tilapia they spear in the river. The Embera have befriended local animals, which may elect to greet visitors, having been made accustomed to a pattern of banana bribery. These affable and welcoming people are descended from Embera who relocated to the interior rivers north of Panama City as their rainforest territory in the remote east of Panama was transformed into an extensive national reserve. They once lived solitary lives, apart even from each other, along inaccessible jungle rivers. Now they have accustomed themselves to village life together, to profit from tourist dollars spent on their crafts and by performing traditional dances for the cameras. They receive much of their crafts for sale from tribal artisans still living in the deep forests. These carvings are made from the tagua nut, a seed of a particular palm, which can be carved like ivory into figurines and jewelry. Travelers to Panama have the opportunity to visit these warm and charming rainforest river dwellers less than an hour's journey from contemporary Panama City, with its skyline, boasting more skyscrapers of any city in the Western Hemisphere, save New York and Chicago. 16 of the tallest 25 buildings in Latin America are in Panama City. You will find a panoramic plethora of cityscape photo ops and an abundant number of esplanades or promenades or other Frenchy-sounding scenic overlooks. Some linguists say Panama is the native Cueva word meaning a place where many fishes are taken. Certainly this translation is supported by a visit to the local fish market in Casco Viejo, or Old Quarter, section of Panama City. The fish market is a popular place for locals to dine inexpensively on the freshest of ceviche. Panamanians are crazy for seafood. Others argue that the word Panama means an abundance of butterflies, and some think it means an abundance of trees. In the social studies textbooks used in Panama schools, students are taught that the name of their country means abundance of fish, trees, and butterflies, rolling all three translations into one. It's true that 1/10 of every species of butterfly flits through the Panamanian rainforest, where there also reside 950 kinds of orchids. And bird hunting travelers can find more of them in Panama than most any place else. The Audubon Society of Panama this year added 5 species newly spotted to the annual checklist, bringing to 1,002 the number of bird species that may be seen across the Republic of Panama. The national bird of Panama, the harpy eagle, can grow to more than half the height of a tall man, and its wingspan can be nearly as wide as a basketball player is tall. Its talons are as big as the claws of grizzly bears. And a strict national animal welfare law protects the living creatures of Panama from exploitation, like this young jaguar being raised after its mother was killed by poachers at the tourist-accessible Gamboa Rescue Center. Because Panama is where the biodiversity exchange between the continents began, there remains an enormous variety of creatures that arrived and never left. For travelers with an eye on reducing their own footprints in the local environment, Panama offers good choices. Our Pacific Panama home base, the Westin Playa Bonita All-Inclusive Resort, has been recognized for its green property management practices and won a Project Icarus Supplier Gold Medal awarded by the Global Business Travel Association to travel industry companies that are committed to making environmental sustainability a core part of their business models. The Punta Bruja Nature Reserve, 20 acres of tropical forest, provides the nearby natural backdrop. Walking trails in the area lead to unfamiliar plants and animals, but be warned the terrain is hilly and the coastal forest can be steep and exhausting for the unfit hiker. Remember bug spray and bottled water. When the sea bottom, which is now Panama, rose up and dammed the ocean between North and South America, that event fundamentally changed life on Earth. And there's a school of thought that the alteration of global currents caused by the creation of Panama caused a change in world climate conducive to the birth of the human species in Africa.
For this reason, and others, many Panamanians don't consider themselves part of Central America, no matter what the map says. They consider Panama a place apart, as encapsulated in a common phrase that's become an unofficial national motto. Puente del Mundo, Corazón del Universo. Bridge of the world, heart of the universe.